he's going to pick him again. So whose fault is that?
He doesn't have anybody else to pick.
Ah, come on.
A disappointing performance defeat against Wolves in the Premier League. We'll meet them again in the FA Cup. What are you predicting? Sanchez, let me start with you. Fifth round. Yeah.
Well, look, listen, this manager is I just cannot I'm lost for word in terms of predicting Liverpool now. The brand of football is absolutely diabolical. And he likes to reward failures. So Gakpo and Salah, why they're still playing, I don't understand. So they're guaranteed to start the game again on Friday. So that means I think we're going to get what we deserve again. I can see us getting knocked out in the FA Cup. Remember, I predicted before we're not winning anything this season. We should just forget about it. Yeah. Until this manager goes, man, we're not winning anything. That is the bottom line. They will beat us again on Friday because these guys, and the manager, I think he's the one he's the problem right now. And I'm just disappointed with the fact that we went to the worst team in the league and they outplayed us. Forget about this possession, right? We say, oh yeah, we have 60% possession. Absolute rubbish. But they are just the better team. They when they turn it up, the game plan was 30 minutes to go. They're going to bring in three players in, and they want to take risks, and we couldn't handle it. 5 times we've lost after 90th minute. 5 times to a league. To Crystal Palace, we lost to Crystal Palace in the 95th minute or 94th minute. This one, 94th minute, we lost to Wolverhampton. And who else did we lose to? Chelsea in the 97th minute. There's something fundamentally wrong with this guy. I mean, I thought he's a very calm guy. He wants to play slow pace. Why are we losing games? Because I don't even want to start. How you brought in Chiesa and put, what's his name, Jones as a right back. It is just a head gone. Unbelievable. So my prediction, 2-1 again to Wolves on Friday. I think Galatasaray, we probably might get a draw there, probably 1-1. That's what I can say right
no, now. We'll come to Galatasaray. Let's just stay with Wolves. Yeah.
With Wolves, so I think 2-1 to Wolves.
Okay. Dr. Fab.
I mean, I'm the only one here that predicted this Liverpool's performance this season at the first podcast. When I saw the team, I remember I and Neo had like a kind of like back and forth where Liverpool was going to perform. I think the biggest flaw in that system has been the defense. Like I mentioned at the start of the season, the difference between that midfield and defense, the gap between that midfield and that defense is just very glaring. But saying that, I think this time against Wolves, I think I see Liverpool actually winning that game. Wolves can do it twice back to back. I mean, if they do it back to back, like they shouldn't let Arne Slot back into the city of like. I don't think they're gonna do it back to back. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think the funny thing is like right. I saw this article that said Wolves this season have been the most poor team in the sense that when you look at the results that they have, like if you actually watch the game that they have actually lost this season, it hasn't been like. I mean, they have been a handful where they like actually lost well. But if you look at their games that I've watched, the ones I've actually watched this season, they are putting a good performance. They are putting a good performance than so many teams in previous season. They have just been like unlucky. Like they've just been like with some of the games, even the games that the Arsenal game, the first leg, it was like last minute. Like most of the games I've watched this season, it's not like they have just been like plummeted. Like they've just been like they have not just been able to take. I think the difference with them is that they play well from midfield to defense, but the attack is very blunt. Like the attack is very, very blunt. They do not have those outlets that no used to have back in the days in the times of Jimenez and the rest. So I don't think they're gonna be able to do that again this season. In the FA Cup, I think Liverpool is gonna win and win. Not as convincingly, but they should win. They should win that game.
Okay, Reg.
Liverpool win. You know, lightning is not going to strike twice here. Liverpool win. It might not be pretty, or it probably won't even be convincing, but Liverpool will win. I think Liverpool's problem. I watched the game. I don't know who it was you guys tried to buy a couple of seasons ago. I think it was Zubimendi. You wanted a defensive midfielder, and then you settled and said, "Oh, Gravenberch has done a job. You still need that guy." Because Gravenberch is not that guy. He did well for one season.
Preach.
Yeah, he did well for one season.
Preach.
But you have to upgrade. You have to upgrade him. He's not that guy. Not if you want to continue to try and win. That's that's his problem. Slobod's, in my opinion, Slobod's maybe in the top 3 players in the league. I don't even think that's up for debate. Ekatike is all right. Salah, he's done. He's 100% done. Gakpo, he's done.
Preach.
100%
Preach.
done. And then Kirkes is coming, but he's still not quite there. But it's a team that looks like, you know what? Other than Van Dijk and Konate, I wonder about the fight in the team. That's the other thing. When the chips go down, when the going gets tough. We'll talk about Tottenham in a minute, but when the going gets tough, who actually is the leader out on the pitch other than Van Dijk? Like, I don't see there being anyone else to get you out of the hole anymore. There's no Salah. It's not going to be Salah. Definitely not going to be Salah. So you'll win. You'll beat Wolves, but there's something not right there.
Yeah.
Okay, Nayo.
Yeah, so I think we'll win too. We find a way to win. Reg, do you know what? You're spot on. I've been saying this for all throughout the season. There are holes in that team. The changes we made took away certain strength of the team and created gaps all the way through the team. We took our pace from the team with letting Diaz go. Gakpo cannot. He did well last season, but it's more of a goal scorer. But he's not going to get you off the pitch. He's not going to take people on. People aren't going to be scared of him. But when Salah was playing well, Salah was putting in balls for him and he'll come in at the back post and score. That's how he scored most of his goals. Salah isn't doing that anymore. So that's an issue. You then go to the midfield. Fab, you said about the defense, right? I mean, I saw us we played against Sunderland, we played against all these teams. The defense is not really the problem. Konate has kind of found his form back. He didn't play well yesterday, made a couple of mistakes, but he's kind of found himself. Van Dijk is Van Dijk. The fullbacks will be fine. That midfield, we've got some unathletic players through that midfield. The amount of times yesterday that all the player has to do was just control the ball, maybe feign drop a shoulder or something, and McAllister is gone. He's lost. He can't recover. I don't know what's happened to him. He's just completely gone. I can't remember him being this bad last season. He can't cover any space. And then people wonder why the manager can't just open up the team and let them go and play. We can't go and play because we can't run. Even Szoboszlai can run, but it doesn't spot danger and it's always on the wrong. He always can try and nick the ball, but it doesn't spot danger enough. So then you got Gravenberch was awful yesterday. He was terrible. That's one of his worst games for Liverpool. Not only that, he can't really do the job that we've got him in there to do as a number 6. I don't know how we managed to get away with it last season. With some I did. Well, I think McAllister's level was a lot higher up. Yeah. He played better last season, so we didn't see the glaring kind of obvious. I don't even know what it is because how this weakness in that midfield wasn't exposed last season. I don't know. I think we just got the momentum and do you know what it is actually? I'm thinking out loud. I think Salah being that good last season, teams couldn't push up on us because they were afraid of Salah. So they gave us the space. So Gravenberch had the space to move around in the midfield and we were able to play. This season, they just thought, you know what? They can't run. He can't run. They're all forward line can't run. We're going to push up on them. So then there's no space for our midfield to operate. And then that's it. So right now, look a lot yesterday. Even how bad, you know what? I don't think Wolves were the better team. They, you know what? They are too short. They scored the spine. They deserve because they worked hard. But the bottom line is we had opportunities. First ball in the first half, Van Dijk's crossfield ball. Salah went through in the box and he left the ball behind him. He miscontrolled it behind him. That was a good opening. The other one, Gakpo, it was more difficult for Gakpo to do what he did, now score. And he managed to hit the bar from underneath the post. I was like, I mean, Curtis Jones was there to like chest the ball in, and you hit. That was that. And then the other one, when we were 1-0, we broke. I think, was it 2 Wolves defender or maybe just one? We had 3-on-1 or something like that. 3-on-1 to go 2-1 up.
3-2.
And then Salah just. Don't get me wrong, I think the coach has made a lot of mistakes this season, but it's a young coach. But the thing is, the players can't go unscathed. The players haven't, a lot of players that we relied on, they've let him down badly. They've let the club down badly. As simple, for whatever reason, Salah's got old. Gakpo doesn't have competition. Ekatika's done well, but the competition hasn't really been there with Isak because Isak got injured. The midfield, whatever the club does, at the end of the season, they'll assess it. They change the manager or not, I don't care. The thing is, you've got to sort out that midfield. You've got to get number 6. Because we get number 6, we get the best out of VS. Because VS need a number 6, even if you play Diamond or whatever. If you don't have a strong midfield, we're never going to get the best out of Florian. There's no way, because it needs somebody to have that legs in midfield to be able to get him the ball. You put someone like Caicedo in our team, I'm telling you, we'll be competing for the title. So anyway, that's my rant.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with a lot of those points. The only ones I do not agree on is like what I've always said. Like, and if you notice one thing, I think only just some coaches have done that this season. One of the things you guys have missed, apart from the pace from DS, is I know you guys call him a rat, but you guys have missed Trent's output ball. And if you see in our 2 games that we have played against City, what Pep has just done is just put anytime you guys have like a goal kick, he puts Alan on Van Dijk because the only other person that knows how to do those deep passes from that defense is Van Dijk. Pep has just pushed Alan to put on Van Dijk during your goal kick. I know that there is no other outlet from any other person, but that outlet that Trent was doing was very, very, because there are so many. I remember so many chances that he would just release for Salah, and Salah is just on the run. Like there is not that person that released those deep ball for. So I think a lot of you guys think that's true. So that's why I said I wasn't just saying the defense. It's the defense and midfield. That transition in building your build-up game like really struggles without like someone having that outlet for any of your attackers. Like, and also one thing I'd mention is that like even the games that you guys are rebuilding momentum up till this last game, this guy wasn't there. Frimpong, right? Frimpong is not a right back. He's a right wing back.
The winger.
Yeah, that's what he does. Like that's his strength. So that was something I always knew was gonna be missed. I didn't expect Kekes to be this poor for the most of the season. It was one of the I wanted City to sign him so badly, right? He really impressed me last season, but I knew like you guys were making a lot of changes across board. It takes a while for that to gel. Like it really takes a while for that to gel. I mean, he's been like having like a better performance recently, but for 80% of the season so far, he's been like really, really bad. Like he's been really, really bad. But that's not even also helped with the performances of Konate, which has picked up. But one person that I feel like just because of what he has done in the past, you guys have given him like a free run. Is Van Dijk. Like this has not been like close to anywhere of Van Dijk's performance. Like I feel like if this was any other person, he would have been way more criticized. But because of what he has in the store from the past, a lot of people have given him like even that Toulouse assist yesterday. That's not Van Dijk. You don't barge into Van Dijk like that easily. Like he's one of the strongest defenders, like pure strength that I have seen in the Premier League. Like in terms of pure strength. So like this has not been as great, and it has like so many flaws. Like the other one, and it was against Galatasaray. Feyenoord, where he just caught the ball with his hand. He's just been like doing funny things.
It's been patchy. what I will say, just to go back to the fullbacks before I talk about like, Van Dijk,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. What we miss with someone like Trent, so this is why you bring in Florian, because we needed we got somebody in the midfield to be the playmaker, to be the one that kind of directs our play. But what was supposed to happen, I think, is against a lot of team, Frimpong is all right to play as a right back. As a right back, he's fine because a lot of times we're going to have the ball, we're going to dominate. So it's not really going to have time much defensive work to do. Even yesterday, he didn't have much defensive work to do, right? I mean, they had 2 shots on goal and they scored. Apart from that, we nullified them. They didn't have anything. So the issue with Frimpong yesterday was, I thought there were times where it should be overlapping. Salah needed to come in. Frimpong needed to go on the outside of him. He hardly went on the outside of him. And even the times when he went there, Salah also went there. So both of them were there. I'm thinking, Salah, just get out of the way so that he can get space to operate. You get in the box. So they need to sort that out. With Kirkes, it's improved lately. The way, so when we first joined, we were expecting him to do what Robbo was doing. They're not the same player. He underlaps a lot rather than overlaps. That's how he played. So really, now he's getting used to playing at Liverpool. It's taking him a while. So I never get it where you get a player, they have a strength, you get him into your team, and then you're trying to get him to do something different. It will take time. So I think it's taken him a bit of time to adjust. With Van Dijk, yeah, he's had a patchy season. There's no doubt about that. But I thought yesterday, so he was running back. And as soon as he leaped, the guy went like that to his back. He was off the ground. So, they just, if Van Dijk was standing and he jumps, he can't do that to him. But because he was out of position, he was trying to get back, then he jumped at the same time. The guy just had to kind of lean on him or nudged him. It's nothing he could do. You could have given it as a foul, but in other leagues, they might have given it as a foul. But in saying that, how did that man manage to run through the midfield like that? Nobody went back with him. That's what I'm talking about, not having athletic players in the team. I know Konate kind of like, the guy did well because Konate thought he was going to stop and come inside, and he carried on running, and then Konate kind of hesitated. So he could have bailed out his captain. But the point is, where is him? You got Caicedo, someone like Caicedo is in that team. That doesn't happen because he would attract that guy. He's not running past him. And that's what we miss.
I get your
point. It still goes back to the midfield because you consider someone this goes like just like
the bigger issue. I think you haven't nailed it. Listen, I've played centre half myself. The 2 position between Van Dijk. It's only one player, right? You've got Konate, you've got Van Dijk. These are 2 big guys. One in front, one at the back. In case that nudge comes through, Konate's supposed to clear through. What Konate did, it was my. What is the point? You might as well go and stand in the middle. If you're not going to, that's the reason why you're there. One player, one in front, one at the back. So if that one misses the header, you clear him. So where was Konate when he was badging in? He was too far away. Then he realized, I made a mistake. So first of all, positional sense, absolutely disgusting. I'm not happy with that. Now, talking about the 2 fullbacks, Gakpo and that guy, your mate, Salah, right? The thing they were doing, which I don't really like, those 2, they are killing our fullbacks. It seems to me Salah has got issue with, when he's playing, he's got issue with his right eye. Because when he gets the ball, he's going left. Not once, not twice, not 3 times.
Coming inside.
He didn't even see him. He didn't even know he was there. What sort of training have you been doing? So it's still on the manager. I'm sorry, that is not on. I said, come on, you got to give it. Why are you looking that way? The man has overlapped. Either you give it to him, that's what you should do anyway, and you go in and join in as a striker. He's trying to give some stupid pass, and that pass doesn't even go past the first player in front of him. Idiot. I'm not having that. Secondly, how many corner kicks did he take yesterday? And he didn't go past the first man. How many corner kicks? So the manager still allow him to keep taking it. So that is on the manager. What kind of foolishness is this? And you now say, yes, sometimes, managers set them up. He set them up in a way that this is how I want my play. These guys, they don't really have any respect for this manager. They don't really care. They think it's an idiot. What are you talking about? They don't really care, because if you say you think I give what's his name, Klopp, this team, the same team, where do you think we will be right now with the same team that we kept saying they're not good enough?
No, where we will be. He can't. Klopp isn't gonna go and run for them in midfield. Where do you think we'll be? He ain't gonna run. Excuse me. Under Klopp, did we not finish outside the Champions League under Klopp?
Once,
at least a couple of times.
No, once.
We had bad season under Klopp too.
To be fair to Klopp, you guys had serious injuries that season, like a lot of injuries that season. And that was the season. I think Van Dijk, Pickford, slide on Van Dijk and broke his leg or something.
There was that season, and there was also another season. In fact, I think that season we probably finished. We made a late run to finish in the Champions League
in January. You're not expecting him to finish in the top 4. He just took over for Brenda. That's when we didn't finish. That was when he first took over. But since then, when he got his team, if somebody said to me beginning of the season, I'm going to get you Viet, I'm going to get you Isak, and I'm going to get you Kirkus, I'm going to get you Frimpong, I'm going to snatch your hand and get these players. This manager is useless. I'm telling you that now. He is useless. Now, on the other hand, you've got Gakpo as well. He doesn't go. Maybe his left side has got issue with him as well. He's looking right. You've got Kirkus, keep overlapping. They won't give him the ball. Now the boy doesn't know if I'm going to overlap or not. So he's standing in between in an no man's land. And because Gakpo is not going to give the ball. It's just about himself. Every time Gakpo is doing, it's just about he wants to. It's not a team player. That goal, I mean, Jones should have headed the ball. I think he should have done. But I don't know how Gakpo was just trying. I don't know. Where was his foot doing up there anyway to even hit the ball? And the ball didn't go in. I mean, you think this went back?
Jones should have put his head there, headed that ball, and then think about whether he got kick or whatever. That should be a goal. But going back to just look. As I said, you don't become Premiership manager, winning manager, until to a penny, right? They're not everywhere. This manager is a good manager. He's had a bad season, but the point still remains. What has the manager got to do with when a player like Salah, that's on our best played player, is on a break with 3 on 1?
No, he picked
and he
Salah.
Can't make a pass. There's a manager that makes Salah, you can't pass the ball there.
Okay,
is that the manager's fault?
Guaranteed.
Is that the manager's fault?
Okay, he saw that. The manager sees that, right? That Salah didn't do that. He didn't do that right. He's played 28 games now. He's going to pick him again. So whose fault is that?
Because he doesn't have anybody else to pick.
Come on.
You're going to start Chiesa. Chiesa comes on again. Everybody's playing. Who's he going to play? And the young lad, right? You want us to damage his career? Just put him on there and damage his career.
Well,
we got to be. You got to ease him in. You got to ease him in. He's going to be a great player.
No. I disagree with that now. I disagree with that because that boy.
He's going to start on Friday, by the way. He's going to start on Friday.
10 minutes. That boy, the 10 minutes the boy was on is far superior than Salah and Gakpo put together.
You guys are playing on Friday or Saturday?
We're playing on Friday. When Rio came on in that game yesterday, you could still see the raw ages. You could still see that. I mean, you can't play a player like that for like 70, 80 minutes yet. You can't do it yet.
He played better than Gakpo, though.
I mean, he was giving the ball away in certain areas. He's done good things, but there were times where you should release the ball. If you don't release the ball, you can't. It's bit by bit.
No.
You got to ease him in.
Cannot. Not at this stage. We cannot be at this bad. What I'm saying is, right, that boy, you telling me he's played out of 28 games, the man only had 105 minutes in 28 games, and you still say we should ease him in. What kind of ease is that?
Yes, because we don't damage his career because the team isn't doing well. Stefan Bajcetic, right? When the team wasn't doing well, we had an issue in the midfield. We overplayed that boy. That boy now is going to end up not having a career at Liverpool because we overplayed it. Because it benefited the team temporarily, and now the boy ain't going to be able to make it.
It's a contest spot.
The reason why Rio would have played a lot more games this season if the team was actually doing better, because then you can bring him on. Like, let's say we're winning 3-0. It's a regular thing where the team is doing well. Half an hour to go, 20 minutes. He would have got more games. But this season, we haven't played well. We're having a bad season. That's not when you introduce this guy to think he's going to bail us out all the time. You don't do that. That's not how you develop players.
Nah, I disagree. Now, you've got youngster, Raheem started when he was younger.
I agree to disagree. I'm not going to have that.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not having it. I'm
I'm
not
not
having
having
it.
it. It's no way.
I'm not having it. That boy, if you're good enough, you're old enough. I'm sorry, you're good enough. Especially our home games, the boy should be playing. After 28 games, he's only got 105 minutes. That's ridiculous.
I do agree.
I said it last time we spoke, and I keep saying it. He doesn't even train full time with the team because
I do agree with Sanchez. I do agree with Sanchez in the sense that, right, in some of the home games, you guys should definitely have given him chances, especially against Recall. I understand, like, oh, he's not going to play most of the game, but like in some of the games against the weak teams, like at home, give him a chance. Like, what is the worst that can happen? Like, literally, like, what is the worst?
You got to play.
Was that can
The
happen?
man has played
but
105
wait a minute,
minutes.
though. You say weak. Who are the weak? Who are the weak opposition?
I don't mean like. I mean like
the weak
West
opposition.
Ham. West Ham, the weak opposition.
West Ham. Well,
That's
even
the
the
bottom
weak
line.
teams, like,
Burnley, the weak opposition.
He played about half an hour against West Ham. To me, that's about right.
No, Burnley.
He came on against West Ham when the team was flowing, it was doing well. That's when you introduce a young player. No, when the team is struggling, you put on a young player, he gives the ball away a couple of times because it's a lot of pressure. The crowd starts to get on his case.
Nah.
I mean,
that's not how you develop young players.
Not this boy. You
when the game is flowing, that's why you put them in. That's how they get experience. And then the season after that, you introduce them again. I mean, look, a young player, your development age, where you need to really get proper footing in the first team is between 19 and 21. 17 is very young. You think about any 17-year-old that have had that much game time in this Premiership. I'm not talking about other leagues, in this Premiership.
I won't say in the Premiership because I was about to say, like, went back away in the trenches. That's when they started playing Lamine Yamal. They were in the trenches when they started
Actually
playing.
Talking about La Liga, it's a different game.
Hold on. Reason why that boy was playing for Liverpool is because the boy is special. We know that. It's not just any ordinary boy or any ordinary 17-year-old kid. So you cannot just make a comparison like that. This boy is special, and we know that. And he's got.
We have to look after it.
Yeah. So giving him 105 minutes in 28 games, you're looking after him. And Gakpo is thinking of the pitch like that.
Yes.
He's having a laugh.
Yeah. No, I'm not having enough. That's what it is. We're not going to destroy his career because to temporarily please you guys. Because it's like you. How long have you been watching football? You know about football. You know that it's 17-year-old. Your son Orlando is 17. You think Orlando can be playing for Liverpool? It doesn't matter how special he is to put him in the Premiership team.
If he's
17-year-old, it's not. His brain isn't even developed properly. Not completely.
Maybe physically. No. That's why the position he also plays. It's not a midfield player. It's not like a center half that he needs that bulk in it. This guy is a winger. So you telling me he's only going to deal with the fullback or the midfield player. So he can actually just release the ball. There's a huge space for him to do what he needs to do. What you're saying is you're talking like this guy is playing like a central midfield that is getting clattered all the time. He's a winger. And you got to try and use that space, that skill, especially at home when we are actually dominating games. You cannot give this boy 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It's wrong. That is not development. Reason why we couldn't go for the second senior player. This is exactly so. That means the Liverpool people, right? They are talking nonsense now. Reason why we didn't go for the second player when we saw Diaz, we saying this boy is going to be the understudy to Gakpo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes or no, but not. So if they have told this kid, right, you know what, you're going to only have 105 minutes, for the season.
No.
You call that understudy?
No. Let's no. They did not say it's going to be understudy to Gakpo. They said they don't want to block his path. They didn't say it's going to be understudy to Gakpo.
This is like the same thing.
So what does that mean?
Now, don't forget up front. No. For the striker position, you had Salah. Wait, you had Salah. You had Gakpo. Isaac. It should have been Isaac injured. And then you have Ekitike, and then you have VS that can also play across those lines as well. So it wasn't like he was going to be playing on a regular basis. They were going to blood him. That's what they were going to do, and that's what they've been doing. It wasn't the reason why everybody's clamoring for him is because we're having a bad season. If Gakpo is doing his job, Salah is doing his job, nobody will be clamoring for him. And it's a wrong situation where because the senior player that should be doing the job aren't doing their job, they're having a bad season. You want to put a youngster in and then damage him physically and mentally, and then what? No.
So
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
How are you going to toughen him up in the first place if you keep pampering him?
Sorry.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Please.
is Gakpo any better this season than he was last season?
Exactly.
Yes, it was better last season.
But was he good last season?
Yes.
No, it
It was
was.
okay. Yes. He scored double. He scored like 17, 18 goals.
It was bad
Okay.
average, man.
But not in the league, in all
average.
competitions. Okay.
Sorry?
Salah obviously was good last season, but this season he's poor. So what
Salah
you're
was
basically
good
saying is,
to Christmas.
so what you're basically saying is, because this is where I kind of understand where Sam's coming from. You're saying 105 minutes for this kid is okay, while you have two players who have to play right now, who you're saying have to play, and they are giving you nothing. Gakpo and Salah are giving you 5 goals is pitiful for a team that is going for Champions League. For a team that is champions, for you to give, you have to be dropped.
Yeah.
You have to come out of the team. And if the guy on the other side is also not delivering, you can't play both of them. That's like saying, if Van Dijk and Konate are both playing bad, it doesn't matter. We're just going to play them. Gomez, you just sit over there. Whoever, there is no solution. There has to be a solution. And I'm not saying the kid starts every single game, but if it's 105 minutes, if what Sam is saying is right, 105
100%
minutes
I'm right.
across 28, 29 Premier League games is not enough, because next season you're going to need him. And he's played 105 minutes. So I'm not saying play every game, but he should have more time than this, because these guys, Salah's going to be gone. Okay,
yes,
you don't know
exactly.
what Isak is coming. Forget whether Isak is available or he's not. He's not available. He's not there. So you have to put someone in place who can try and do something different. Because if you guys don't qualify for the Champions League, it's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with Salah going, he's going to get more opportunity next season. Next season, he'll get more game time. Yeah. So next season, he's getting a taste of it this season. Next season, his time will improve. He will get more time next season.
There's no guarantee.
The thing is, so what you guys are saying is, so those players aren't playing well, but they're still functioning for the team. I mentioned something. So our team, right, up until recently, we have struggled physically. In the set piece coming into our box, all of that stuff, we've struggled. So you need to have people so if you play Salah, you can't play Salah and then play the young lad, because you got Salah, you got the young lad. They're not, so VS is in the team. You got McAllister in the team. You got Frimpong in the team. We haven't got physical players in the team. This is what the manager has to keep weighing up, right? You put a youngster there, he can't really give you much on the defensive side. Yeah, it might be able to give you something going forward, but if you're being dominated in midfield, you're not going to get the ball to be able to give him the ball anyway. I just talked about how we have so much gap in our midfield. So if you're not controlling the game when you're being overrun in midfield, how is he going to get the ball?
Well, this is the thing, right? Nate, why I don't agree with that is against those other teams lower in the table, you guys have more of the ball than those teams have the ball. I get the physical thing when you're playing like mid as you go up the table, but down the table, right? You guys are holding the ball 60-something% of the time. So there's more time for him to offer things attacking wise than defensive wise. There are very few situations where they would even come to attack you guys. Like yesterday, how many times the Wolves actually attack and shoot the ball on target? So I get the physical aspect when you go mid-table, like when you're playing the likes of Crystal Palace, like those physical team, Newcastle, very physical in the midfield and as a team. But down the table at home, you're holding the ball 60 to 70% of the time. You are attacking more than those teams are even having an outlet to even come up. So those physical things, yes, in those situations, it doesn't fly. He doesn't fly.
He said it all right. He scored against Newcastle. That was when this boy is a special kid. You cannot just give him 105 minutes in a season.
I'm not even sure whether it's 105 minutes that's played or not. But I would
go and check it.
If you look at the game state yesterday, look at the state of the game yesterday when he came on, you could still see that rawness. You may say, so a lot of times we play against low block. Yeah, now you have to go wide. You have to try and dribble past people. But then when they start to play, when they now come out to play, and he's not offering you anything else, and he's making the wrong decision in certain areas. I saw it yesterday. I was watching yesterday. I thought, okay, you know what? Yeah, there's still some few things that he needs to iron out. He's still young, so it's not his fault. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's his fault. But in those games, you bring him on when everybody is tired. That's where so giving him 10 minutes sometimes, it's not, I think, yeah, you give him 20 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes. Certain games, you give him 20 minutes, but 10 minutes is not really enough time for him to do anything. I actually think the coach, I don't agree with the coach what he's done in certain situations where I think it's against Burnley, where Burnley, it was we were leading 1-0 for a while, and then they equalized and they brought him on for about 10. He didn't have time to do anything. So that's just, and there were times where we've been struggling and he hasn't brought him on. He hasn't brought him on because he's just thinking, look, the way the game is right at this moment, it's not what we need, because he just wouldn't offer you. He doesn't want to. I see where the coach is coming from in terms of not wanting to put that pressure on him. We have players, professional players, experienced professional player, that they should be the one taking that burden. We shouldn't put that on the young player.
You're not putting him under pressure.
We shouldn't put that on a young player.
It's not a pressure, Naya. It's part of the jigsaw. He got a position he needs to play. Right now, at this moment in time, he can play that position far, far better than Salah and my friend Gakpo, 100%. And Gakpo, how tall he is, he doesn't even give you. What sort of defensive contribution does Gakpo give you? I know what you're talking about the kid when he was trying to dribble in our own 18 area and he lost the ball. It will happen. We gave Trent the same thing. We know Trent cannot defend, but what he gives us going forward, right, compensate for that. I can live with that. I can live with that.
Yeah, but you can't. So that's fine. That's fine. Yes. But if you have the team that's functioning, you can live with that. Right now, we don't have a team that's functioning. That's why you don't then add him to.
No, but we are worse.
If the team is playing well, say it was last season when the team is playing well, where there are no gaps and holes all over the place in our team, you let him play. But this season,
no.
The team is not functioning. It's not because of the wide men that the team isn't functioning.
Whose fault is
the weakness we have?
Is not functioning. Whose fault is it? It's the manager's fault. The team is not functioning. He picks the team.
Well, it's to a certain extent, but it's not going to make McAllister running it faster.
No, McAllister is never
give him some injection to make him run.
McAllister is never a sprinter.
They are unathletic players.
McAllister is never a sprinter. McAllister always positioned himself. But what he has done, he's told Gravenberch, because it's number 8. I want you to do the dual role. You can score goals. Before, Gravenberch was actually he barely even go past the halfway line. He protect the back four. That was his job, because the road was new to him, and he was really, really careful when he was playing that role. But now, we're the champions. You know what? You can also fly around when you want to. So this is on the manager. This is on the manager, because if he hadn't told him he wants him to do that, Gravenberch will continue to do what he was doing last season. If it's not broken, there's nothing to fix. That's what I'm saying. He's changed Gravenberch's role. He tweaked it the wrong way. So it's the manager's fault.
What's changing the role got to be? What's changing his role got to be how he played like hot garbage yesterday, where he couldn't trap the ball and he was doing nonsense. What's that got to do with a role? And that's how he's played a lot this season. It's nothing to do with a role.
He's not playing with confidence. For example, Chiesa being benched.
Who are you gonna replace him with? This is the problem with the squad. Who are you gonna? So Gravenberch hasn't had a good season. McAllister hasn't had a good season. We don't have players that can come in. When you say no, the players are playing badly, but then you reward them by keep playing them, because we don't have other players to come in.
You're telling me? I mean, Boris mentioned this last time we spoke about on this podcast. Right, that time. We spend so much money on under 21. You're telling me we don't have any under 21? We are actually earning our turnover is over 750 billion in a year, and we invested so much money on the academy, and we can't get one under 21 to play right now.
Already yet. So in clubs last season, we won the League Cup.
Carabao Cup.
The Carabao Cup
with a bunch
of youngsters. Where are those youngsters now? We sold them all. I mean, you were pushing for selling Kwanzaa, right? We sold him, sell Elliot, get rid of all those players. We got rid of all of them. Now we're missing them. You are advocating for that.
No.
Get rid of all these players. They're not good enough. They're squad players. This is why you have a squad.
I stick to my guns. I am not missing Kwanzaa. I'm not missing Elliot, and I'm not missing who else has already gone.
When Konate was playing rubbish, Konzak wouldn't have come in for him. You couldn't rely on Gomez.
No, if Leone didn't pick up that injury, Leone would have actually been.
If
right,
you needed 5 centre backs, centre backs.
Yes, but we've decided he wanted
picking up injuries relevant.
He wanted to use that's another bad call. He wanted to use Gravenberch or Hendo as a centre half, which I think is madness. But that was a call. But the bottom line is we are basically playing handicap football every week. I tell you the handicap football. Forget the other two in the middle, because what's happening is, right, Sabotla is still covering some of this, is still masking them. They're not as good as what they used to be. But the two handicap players we've got, it is two fullbacks. The two wingers, Salah and Gakpo. They give us nothing. We're basically playing 9 men. And you cannot play 9 men. You can't carry anyone at this level. We're playing with 9 men. All the time we turn up for a game of football. And that is absolute madness. Because what I would have done, you've got this guy Ramsey. He's on the bench. He's been on the bench right for the last 28 games. He won't play him. This manager is very stubborn, right? He's a right back, which we paid for, but he refused to play.
Tell me which manager is stubborn. That's why they managed to get to where they've got to.
True, but actually, sometimes you have to kind of wait a minute.
This Ramsey guy that Sam is talking about, the man went to Wigan, can't get a game at Wigan. What division is Wigan in?
He went to Preston. He was injured. He went to Preston.
He was at Wigan too. The man couldn't get a game in League Two. And you tell him to put him there. He's just filling a spot we have 2 goalkeepers on the bench. He's filling a spot on the bench.
He
gets bonus or something because it's on the bench.
Ramsey will have done the job as a right back, and Frimpong will take the role of what's his name. Will take the role of Salah, and that balance that right hand side up. But the manager will never do that. Why not? Why is he still playing Salah?
Because and this is what I never understand about people just. As I'm a manager of a football club, right? My job is at stake. There's a player that I think, this player is good. He should be in the team, but I won't put him in there, and I lose my job. I don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me that a manager would do that. Where you think this is a player that can help me, he can help the team, he's good enough, but I won't play him. Give me a reason why that would be.
This is not how the man. That is not how he's thinking. This guy's got his own.
Give me the reason.
What? Well, no. You believe you put the squad together. The squad is putting it together. They're there to help him. Yes or no?
No. I'll ask you a question. I said, as a coach, if you're a coach, you see these players in training, and you think that player there, he can definitely do a job for me. He can help me because I'm under pressure and I'll lose my job. But you don't play that player. You're in danger of losing your job. You will pick the players that you think can get you the results.
Well, he's picking the same player. They're not doing the job after 28 games, and he's still picking them. Something is wrong with his manager, bro. There's something wrong with him.
Because it's the depth of quality, mate. It's the depth of quality. I've just told you we've got holes in that team. Bloody hell. What was Alisson doing? What's happened to Alisson's kicking, man? Tell me what's happened to Alisson's kicking.
You probably heard me talk about Alisson is now turning to Peter Shilton now. He cannot kick past the halfway line. We know that, right? He cannot kick a dead ball past the halfway line. That's Peter Shilton in his old days. And that is what Alisson is turning into. But we're going to let go because Alisson has done a great job for the last 8 years. I get that.
Of course.
He is still a fantastic goalkeeper. He's better than what we have. But to tell me that we have to keep rewarding Salah and rewarding Gakpo. You just signed Gakpo for another 5 years. You've given Salah 400 grand. 400 grand a week for stinking up the pitch the way he's doing it. Sorry, that is not on.
I know they gave it to him they gave it to him based on what he did last season. That's why they gave him to him. It's an error.
Also, Salah has been poor, but one thing that's also even in this game was very glaring, and I said this at the beginning of the season, Salah and Frimpong always occupy the same spaces. They occupy the same spaces a lot. Yes, Salah has been poor, but it's not helped by the fact that he and Frimpong are constantly occupying the same spaces. One of the things that was very unique about you guys' play last season was the interchangeable aspect between, and I think that comes with understanding over a period of time too, right? Was the fact that Trent was not just a pure marauding back and forth guy, right? He could chip into the midfield, create an additional man in the midfield, but also in that same midfield, be able to release passes, crosses, pinpoint, and not just like random, like, oh, let me just try, but those like crosses that are easier to score from than not to score from. Like, I bring it back to the fact that a lot of this is happening because of Trent missing. Like, you forget those.
No, I can't put it all down to Trent. We missed Trent, but
we missed it. But I don't
Trent
think
didn't play in midfield. Trent didn't play in midfield.
He didn't play midfield, but it was, like this thing, right? And this is one of the things that tactics that Pep was actually doing, right? In the sense that, right, just having an additional man in midfield creates an overload, right? He might not be able to be as defensive minded as the best defensive person, but let me give you an example. What I mean by I'm sure you know overload already, but if we have like 4 people, right? I'm a midfielder. I'm running, and I see someone right there. I would most time, especially if I'm not like the most skillful player, I would change direction, right? But if I'm running as a midfielder, there's nobody at all there, I have a free chance to run. So when you create an overload by having someone there, it doesn't have to be the most defensive person. Like, we know Trent is not the most defensive-minded person in the world, but he just being there creates an overload, which will make the other player look for another avenue to pass the ball out. So, yes, he's not the best in defending, but it was offering overload in the midfield, but also creating chances, creating ways for Salah. When Salah would try to run to this way, Frimpong is already there. He has to like change the way he's playing. I think it's changing the way he's playing at this old age already. Like, there are 2 things. Yeah, he has been poor, but I think it's been made worse by who is partnering in that position.
You know what?
Well, that's the manager's
Sam
fault.
knows this. Sam knows this. Salah's form fell away from February last year, actually.
Yes.
Not this season. Trent was still there then. Salah had been showing us what he's showing us. He started out in February. He had a brilliant sort of 6 months.
It was up to Christmas, man. Why are you giving me 2 months grace? It was
I thought
he was still.
He had a good game against Spurs.
Why are you giving him 2 months grace?
He had a good game against Spurs, I think.
Everyone has a good game against us.
He started on fire, right, from September, and he walked his way to December, and after that, it was downhill because that's when he was talking about contract. As soon as that's when he started going on, he's doing his own personal thing for his contract. Salah's been, but unfortunate. But I know these. I mean, you know, I've been talking about them. I'm one of the advocates. He's a brilliant, he's a legend. I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to disrespect him. But Salah, for the last 3 years, he only plays from beginning of the season to December. The half of the season, because he has been so prolific, so he scored so many goals, and the player that give him a lot of odd penalties, unfortunately, we lost Diego Jota. Diaz is no longer there. Every time Salah is thinking up the pitch, and he gets he gets a penalty, we get a penalty. He puts the penalty away. The pundits, they come and they go, oh, Salah has already saved Liverpool again. But now we're not getting any penalties. So they're now turning around. Everybody's now going, I think Salah is bad. He's been like that for the last 2 years.
Salah hasn't scored for 9 matches. No, but I think though, you know, this thing with the gap we have in our midfield, it comes from whenever we say about Nunes and we criticize Nunes has that tenacity. It was robust. He can press. Jota can press.
Yeah.
Diaz can press.
Yeah.
So when you got players up front that can press, your midfield can come. Your defense can come. They don't leave that hole. Now our players can't press. So Salah can't press. Gakpo doesn't know how to press properly. He did it a bit last season, and then Ekitike is still getting used to it. So that kind of so we can't play the way we used to play, where we used to press up.
So whose fault is it?
No. You're making an excuse there.
Whose fault is it?
Salah's legs had gone. Sam is right. They'd gone by December, but he still had some fuel left in the tank. So he managed to make it through to February, and then he was done.
So
Salah
he
gets penalties.
You're breaking up, Reggie.
Reggie,
I can't hear you properly.
Give me 1 second.
You're back now.
Okay.
You're back. Carry on.
So the problem that you have with Salah is the same problem we had with Son. When they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
When they're gone, they're gone. And
it happens so quickly.
It's like,
I know. After he got his 400 grand.
When you won the league, it was time to have a nice walk around Anfield, clap the cop end, and walk off into the sunset.
Imagine
that's what should have happened.
I know that's what should have happened, but imagine though if Salah had actually left, right, and we're having the season we're having now.
Yeah. No, if Salah would have left,
that would have been like, oh, we shouldn't have let him go. That's what the problem is.
I agree. Yeah, if Salah would have left, it would have forced you to go out and buy an adequate replacement. You didn't do that.
True. Diaz probably would have stayed.
You wouldn't have let Diaz go. No chance.
Yeah.
If Salah's walking out of the door, Diaz can't leave. You have to stay for another year. I know you want to go to Bayern, but you have to sit there. Yeah. That's the problem. And so now what you have are two players who are just not good enough to play in your team.
Yeah.
But by the way, I will take them. I'll take both of them. But they're not good enough. They're not good enough to play for Liverpool right now. And all you're doing is by continuing to play them and not searching for some kind of a solution, you're risking Europa League.
Yeah.
You're risking Europa League.
The good thing is Villa. We got 4 teams. We've got 4 teams going for 3 spots, and Villa in free fall. So as long as we make sure Brentford doesn't catch us,
so are we.
We might be okay.
Now, you know what? I mean, don't get me wrong. Also, respect. Let's give respect when it's due. Last season, they had the momentum. We had a very, very strong squad, better than here. Although we've now got a very quality, but they're not pacey thing. Salah, this is the reason why I'm calling the manager out, and I'm going to keep calling him out because he hasn't done his job. Look at if I just take you back to the AFCON, Egypt. Do you think they were playing 4-3-3?
Egypt, AFCON.
Did you think Egypt were playing 4-3-3? They pull Salah up front with Mamouche.
Excuse me. Well, to be fair,
so why would you play 4-3-3?
I don't think. Yeah, I'll put down the manager as well because I think the system we should be playing is Salah off a striker. So right now, because we don't have Isaac, and this would even help us out when Isaac is fit because you can play Isaac and Ekitike up front, and then you play VS behind them, and then you play in a diamond basically, and then we've got fullbacks that can attack anyway.
Right.
So I think that's how we should play. So this winger thing, we've got fullbacks that can attack. So I think to accommodate Salah because he can't play on that side anymore on the wing anymore, that's how we should be playing. And he done that. He did that. Do you remember what was the game we played?
When he came back from AFCON, he only did it he only done it twice, and he
a couple of times. Yeah, and I don't know why that was changed. When we played that block, and we played quite well.
I actually tweeted some time ago. That was like even before AFCON, before Isaac's injury. That looking at the team that you guys have right now, the best formation would be a 3-5-2 formation, right? What I mean by 3-5-2 is right. Konate and Van Dijk, but with Gomez. I know it was made worse that you guys
are going to stay fit. We don't have enough center backs.
That's what I was saying, right? That was before January, right? The point was you guys had to go buy a center back that can invert as a right back, also promote someone. Like literally, like your team is built with your 2 guys, Kekes and Frimpong. They are people that love going forward. When Kekes and Bournemouth they used them as an outlet, where Semenyo would chop in to play almost as a second striker, then Kekes would take over that wing. Is good with going forward.
We could do that. They can attack when you play diamond. So the time is you pack your midfield, you have that shield in your midfield. The fullbacks give you the width, and then you got the 2 up front, you got BS behind them, and then that's what diamond is really. You can play with diamond doing that too.
But the problem with that, Amorim did not get Liverpool's job because he wants to play 3-5-2. We've been playing 4-3-3.
And even Alonso.
For the 8-9 years now, that system is there. So what the football director of football did not do, they did not replace like for like. To play our 4-3-3, you need a very pacey wingers to make it work. Not slow wagons, man. Not Gakpo. I can run faster than Gakpo. I'm sorry. Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing though, because last season he played the same role last season and he was good. So what's changed?
Whoa, please.
We have to go now. We have to go now.
No. Yeah, maybe look good last season.
To be continued.
Is it a long section? Like, if I leave you guys, you keep talking and talking and talking and talking.
Yeah. You want to listen to somebody chat Sam and I have after games.
Okay.
We need to vent, especially we're still raw after yesterday. Probably that's why.
We'll argue that. Sam will call me, right? We're like, you'll be going on about the manager, I'll be going on about the players. I'm just like,
Okay.
For me, this manager, I think this game on Friday, he dares lose. I don't think it's gonna last.
Yeah,
even the funny thing, the management, they don't want to sack him. They don't want to sack him.
I know they don't. But it got to a point when now, did you hear Gerrard? Yeah, I know. I still rate Gerrard. I still value him. I think he's one of the legends for Liverpool. He's saying he's played the game at a higher level. He's saying Rio should be starting.
Yeah, I saw that.
He didn't hold back. He didn't hold back. Because he can see how
emotional. It's emotional.
No, this is not about emotional. The man came in for 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, about it.
We'll continue about Rio. This is real.
Yes, guys.
Because I know Sam and Nen can never agree. So it's going to be back and forth here.
We need a longer session.
Red, the game against Spurs is next Premier League game, yeah?
Yes.
So
Dr. Tottenham is going for Liverpool. Don't worry. 3 points is guaranteed.
Spurs is the worst team, so
we're going to have
that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Do you think, Reg, do you think you're going down? Seriously?
Yes.
You do?
relegated.
Hold on. I'm going to end on this, just so that you realize, like, the people who are not Spurs fans don't realize the gravity of this situation. All right. From the beginning of last season, okay, to now, we have played 67 games. We have won 18. We have lost 35 games in that period. Do you realize that Wolves beat you yesterday and they beat Villa last week? And that's 2 home wins. So they've equaled the amount of home wins we have had since April last year. We have won twice in 4 months. We are in deep. If we don't win tomorrow, we have to win tomorrow. Not a draw. We have to win. If we don't win tomorrow, we're down.
You've got a lot of injuries, man.
It doesn't matter whether injuries or not. Those players are good enough to not be in this situation.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. If we don't win tomorrow, Sam, you will get a text from me to say I'm booking my tickets to Preston, Lincoln, Charlton, all of these outback places that we'll need to go to, because that's what's going to happen. They were arrogant enough to think that they could just sack Frank and get an interim in, and it wouldn't matter. They will pick up Frill. I don't know. Currently, Dr. Fab, you're right. Currently, Spurs are the worst team in the Premier League. It's not even debatable. They're the worst team in the Premier League.
Well, you won 5 games. We've only just won 4 games.
Burnley are fighting. What's the other team there?
West
Burnley
Ham.
are fighting.
West Ham. Even Wolves.
And Forest.
Yeah.
West Ham won today.
No, you're right.
West Ham won today.
And Leeds. I mean, Leeds should have got a result against Man City over the weekend. I mean, they pressured them.
Right. When it comes to it, do you know the reason why we're going to go down? And I'll end on this. The player that we have to rely on to get our goals and get us out of trouble is Richarlison. And that's a fact. Okay, I've told you, Sam. I told you a long time ago.
Dire
Solanke is not.
straits, mate.
Solanke
Dire
is not
straits,
big,
mate.
man. We are in serious,
I see why you
serious
wanted.
trouble.
I see why you wanted Gakpo. You can have him. I'll drive him over there.
Drive him down. You know, even
Yeah.
look,
You know what?
we are in.
I'm picking up my son, right, in Liverpool.
Bring him.
Coming back.
Bring him.
Then I'm bringing Gakpo. I'll drive him to the, to your ground, man. You just keep.
We are in serious trouble.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to play in the championship.
Well,
All right.
you know.
All right.
We'll be back
All right,
next
cool.
week for the Spurs Liverpool prediction. So thank you so much. Yeah.
No problem.
And good night. Yeah. Bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.